You get here occasionally, right, with your old buddy?
I do. I was over there this morning.
Okay.
Oh yeah, had to go see Coach and the crew and so many of my old friends, and so it was great catching up. Plus, I could get a little training session in over there.
How do you feel about where you are right now?
Feel pretty good. Coming off a series where I hit the ball really hard, and just feel like I'm kind of getting into the groove a little bit. So feeling better.
Tim, what's been the biggest difference for you from going up to AAA? What's been I know you're
just getting in the groove. Working on some things, made some changes, feel good about that, and so then just kind of getting in a rhythm.
What kind of changes specifically?
We don't really talk about that too much. Can't give that away.
Tim, when you meet with Urban, what does he bring to you that you apply in your baseball now? What you learn from him?
I don't know. I mean, we're so close, and we've been close for a long time. And since the end of 2004, I think, since he started recruiting me, and him and his whole family. And I think some of the greatest things that Coach does is he makes you believe in yourself and believe in the system and believe what you can accomplish. He's just a great motivator, and so it was great being with him today, and he'll be here tonight.
That's what I was wondering. He's coming tonight.
Have you taken the aggression from football and found a way to harness it on the diamond?
No.
No?
It's hard. It's different. Football is something where there's times you can will it to be done, and you can, it's more physical in that. Baseball, it's different. I think the more of the will comes into the mental toughness and the preparation and the daily grind and having the same mindset, whether you're 4 for 4 or you're 0 for 4. Whether you're in a hot streak or you're in a slump, and be able to be that steady Eddie, even keel all the time. And I think that's where more of the will and the grind comes in.
How much does your celebrity get in the way of just playing ball?
I mean, I don't know. I try not to let it get in the way and just, play and compete and work. And but there's pros and cons with everything. And I learned that a long time ago that, maybe you have a few more asks of your time, but at the same time, I get to go see kids, and we'll have one here tonight that is a wish kid, and, his dream was to meet me. And so I get to make that kid smile, and that's awesome. And that's something that I wouldn't have without a platform. And I'm grateful that, I have the chance to make someone feel special.
Tim, speaking of dreams, you're out here pursuing your dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to ask a little bit about that dream.
Yeah.
Where the root of that came from and how you've gone about trying to get there.
Probably when I was 4, and I was first they signed me up for the White Sox at Normandy Baseball Park, and so I was on the White Sox, so I was like, all right, I'm going to pick number 35 just like Frank Thomas. And so that was my first number. And I loved it. And honestly, most of my life I thought I was going to be a baseball player. And then when I got later in high school, it was kind of, okay, I'm either going to go play college football or I'm going to go pro for baseball. And, then when your mom wants you to get an education, you got Urban Meyer recruiting you, and you love football too, it's hard to pass on that. And honestly, every year at Florida, me and Urban would sit down and we would talk about if I'm going to go play on the baseball team too. And then when I was in Denver, and I became friends with some of the Rockies, and I was like, oh shoot, I want to go do this. And so then a couple years later, I was in New York meeting with a bunch of my agents and stuff, and they were telling me all these opportunities that I had, and I was humbled by them, and they were really cool, but there are opportunities where maybe you make money or maybe it helps your platform, but I was like, I wasn't passionate about it. And I want to live a life that I'm truly passionate about the things that I'm pursuing. And I was like, hey guys, what about baseball? And you could kind of hear crickets. but then I got a chance to, Brody Van Wagenen walked in the room, and he was like, well, I'll at least watch you. And so then we flew to Boca Raton, and I played against a bunch of guys, and after that he became my agent. So
how did those conversations with Urban go regarding baseball?
I mean, he was always supportive, but at the same time it's hard, right? We won a national championship, and then had a good year sophomore year, and we were blessed to win the Heisman and then another championship, and I was like, it's hard because you don't want to take away from what you're doing, but you also, this could be something to pursue. And he was always supportive, but there's always a piece if you don't want to take away from what we're had the chance to be a part of too.
So do you have like a personal deadline in mind as far as your baseball career? Like, you want to be at a certain point, you're just enjoying yourself and just let it happen?
Yeah, I think enjoying myself, pursuing it, loving it, trying to enjoy it every day, regardless of how it goes. And, you know, being, you know, living out a dream every day. And I know a lot of people want me to put a timetable on it or put a label on what is success versus not success. And, you know, I think that's what we do for a lot of young people. And, you know, so a lot of people always think, why, you know, they put that form of pressure on themselves instead of just living and going after a dream. And hopefully this is something that'll encourage people, is regardless of what other people say about you, don't let them define you. Only one person gets to define me, and that's the God of this universe. So besides that, I'm going to go live out a dream.
Is there what's the adjustment like for you? You had so much success at the college level. You obviously had success with the Broncos, winning a playoff game and everything. And now you're struggling with AAA. How is that balance for you? What's that change been like for you?
Well, I mean, it's not the first time that I've had struggles before. I mean, you know, go back and look at the Jets here.
I didn't bring it up. You said it.
You know, there's always ups and downs. It's how you handle it. But at the same time, it's all about perspective. We're a month into the season, and you know, I last series, you know, had 7 at bats and hit the ball over 100 miles an hour 5 times, and 4 of them right to people. So is that a good series, bad series? You look at it and say, I got 1 hit out of, I think 5 or 6 at bats, whatever it was, and didn't go your way. But at the same time, that was the best I've swung the bat. And so it's this perspective of how you look at it. And could be another series, every one of those drops, you know? So it's just, it's why you just can't live and die with every single swing, every at bat, every series. And I think there's perspective that comes in that.
Tim, I know.
Say it again, sorry.
The other part of the perspective we're talking about is playing at this level. You get that, and the lower levels you played on as well. There's an unglamorous nature sometimes to playing pro sports and playing at this level where you're staying in smaller hotels, you're on bus rides, not on planes, and there's things that are just a little bit different. Is that the proof to you that this is your dream? Because you don't seem to mind that. You want.
Well, it's obviously not the best ever. Right. I mean, but it's okay, and I get to be out here in ballparks and be playing and competing, and I think a big part for me is, what am I going to regret the least when I'm 56 years old? And that's how I've made a lot of decisions. And I think, if I didn't choose to come do this, I think I would have looked back and say, man, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have given that a try. And for me, I don't have to say that because I've pursued it. And, it's not the first time that it hasn't gone easy. I mean, I remember when I was in low A in Lexington, and I think I was like 0 for 10 with 9 strikeouts, and during the whole game, they would play all my worst football plays on the Jumbotron. Every pick that I ever had was nonstop. And I was like, can you play that during a whole game? And so it's okay,
Guys, Tim has to stretch for the rest of the
Okay. Thank you, guys. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.